Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your September Soul Session. I am Marlo. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and what's not for whatever. If you're not familiar with what your soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter for a given month for the sole purpose of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance and whatnot or whatever. As some of you may notice, luckily, I'm back home, so no more evacuation edition. So first card out, Cancer. We have the Eight of Cups. This is followed by the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy, and that is followed by the Page of Pentacles. So what it is looking like, my wonderful Cancerians, coming out of August and into September, you guys made the executive decision to walk away from something that was no longer serving you, because I feel where you guys were or what it is that you were dealing with was putting you out of balance, or was just, like I said, no longer serving you, or just really wasn't in alignment with what it is that you see for yourself going forward. So with you guys making this decision to walk away, you guys are coming into a position to where you're transcending, and I'm going to say this, it's going to sound very, esoteric and whatnot, but much of what I've talked about this month in September, it's transcending a timeline. It's more or less the cycle you guys have been in up to this point. It's been like a repeated cycle of like almost experiencing the same thing or dating the same person in a different body. Every job that you go to, it seems as if like, you got the same coworkers yet in different bodies. But with this Temperance being here, as opposed to consistently going in circles and repeating patterns with this Eight of Cups, because it's kind of walking away and then walking away into the same situation you kind of walked out of. This is you guys transcending that timeline. And this is more or less the concept or the idea that you guys have of a seed that you want to plant for your future. So I feel coming into September from August, you guys are in this transitional phase. I feel with this Temperance energy, this may be a desire of yours, but you may not be fully aware that this is like the epic major shift that you guys are really needing. But whatever the case, coming into like the midpoint of September, it's like an idea or an inspiration that you guys get that you want to start building and walking towards. So another thing I'm picking up on, Cancer, is this is almost like kind of stepping out on faith here, because I feel this inspiration of what you guys want to do, or something that could be, if I could say it this way, something that could be revenue generating, or something that could create some sense of stability or security, because I really feel that's the mindset you guys are in. It's walking away from something that wasn't fruitful. And I feel a lot of the inspiration and ideas that are going to come to you guys the midpoint of the month are going to be things that are less passion driven and more practical, financially driven, if that's making sense. With this Page of Wands in the reverse, I still feel that that's very important to not allow just like, by all means, I'm making sure, don't think I'm saying don't pay your bills and things. But I feel that it's important that you guys take into account what it is that you're actually passionate about, because I feel that with you guys walking away from this situation, there wasn't necessarily a plan per se. It could have been like a powder keg type of thing where energies just kind of, combined for you to just say kind of like F this and walk away. You know what I'm saying? But inadvertently, you making that decision was right for you. But because you kind of stepped out on faith and didn't necessarily have a practical, tangible action step plan, if you will, it could be a little bit of desperation to where, so it's kind of like, to give an example, it's like if, you were working in a toxic work environment, the job wasn't promoting you, you got sick of being there, so you said F this and you left. This Temperance would be saying that you did the right thing to walk away, because in the big picture of things, the cycle or the season with this particular company was over. And now it's time for you guys to step into this new timeline where, say, hypothetically, it's, entrepreneurship, right? Not saying this is literally happening, just giving an example, right? But because you really didn't think it through, like having, another job lined up or a nest egg of money that was saved. Then when we're coming into like second and third week of September, it's like fear kind of sets in. So you're thinking like money, like, and this is like you choosing to take a job that is completely outside of your realm. You know what I'm saying? Of expertise, because it's like, okay, I need to make money. And it's not considering your true heart's desires with this Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So the important thing to take into account is, as you guys are matriculating through the month after you're walking away from this, that absolutely you want to be practical, you want to be realistic, you want to make sure decisions that you're making or things that you elect to pursue this month are practical and are tangible. It's something that you can do. It can grow into something. It does provide revenue. However, you don't want to kind of skirt out your passions or desires, or not include that in you guys' decision making moving forward, because I feel this sense of the High Priestess in the reverse. That is Pisces energy. The important thing is here, and that's exactly what I was describing, because we don't want to get to this point with the High Priestess where we're not listening to our intuition. I talked about this in, I can't remember if it was Taurus or if it was Aries. I think it was Taurus. When I talked about whenever we're in fear of something, how we go into survival mode. And when you go into survival mode, that automatically just snuffs out our intuition, because you're being very reactionary. It's like, it's looking at the problem and like, problem needs a solution, must act now. And there is no like time, as someone may feel, to like sit and get a message from spirit. And what is my heart saying? And, you know, like, what are my chakras in aligned with? It's like when you're in survival mode, that's a very primal instinct. It's fight or flight, it's survival. So it's harder to hear your intuition at that time. I believe that it was Taurus. If you feel compelled to watch that, or if that's in your chart, totally check it out. But this is where this is important, because I feel with this, it's thinking about practicalities and what you need to be stable, which is completely understandable, but you don't want to completely skirt out or snuff out what your true desires are, or what it is that spirit may be leading you to doing. So this is coming up because there's a potential towards, you know, the middle of the month where you may completely, like, kind of what inspired this energy for you guys to want to walk away is this wasn't serving your highest good. It wasn't in alignment with you. This isn't what you really wanted. And I said this with Taurus too. I said the way that they started out the month was perfect, but there was like a little faux pas, because I think they had like the 5 of Pentacles here. It was this weird, like, winter is coming, you know, Game of Thrones kind of vibe that came up in the 5 of Pentacles for them here. And the energy that came here determined, I'm not going to say determined, but suggested how the rest of this month could play out if they didn't reach out to someone to kind of give them another perspective or speak life into their situation. And I'm seeing something very similar for you guys, Cancer, but as opposed to it being a particular person that you would go out to, this is speaking totally to your heart's desires. It's like you walked away from a situation because it wasn't passionately fulfilling to you. It wasn't a heart's desire. It wasn't in alignment. But this fear-based energy that comes in with this Page of Pentacles would cause you to do the same thing that this job was doing to you, which would like inadvertently cause you to repeat the cycle again, which is the energy that I was saying that you guys have come out of already. Because I was saying in the beginning with the 8 of Cups, it's a cyclical nature. It's like we're doing something, we're not fully fulfilled, so we go out in search of something else, but we end up finding ourselves in the same unfulfillment in another situation. And this is a way that this can be recreated. So this is fascinating. I can tell you guys what the lesson is in all of this. So if you resonate with this, or the Cancer that would resonate with this, would be someone where for the past couple of years, you've been feeling that same cyclical nature. Every job, relationship, whatever, it's like, same BS, different day type of deal. This soul session is showing you guys how, like, regardless of how it happened in the past, it shows you how this can be recreated, right? So what this says to me is, in each situation prior to this one, this is what caused you guys to get off track, right? For each of you, it's something different. For some of you, it's choosing financial security and stability over your true passion. For others of you, it's choosing how stuff looks in 3D versus what feels right in your spirit, you know what I'm saying, or what's in alignment with your spirit. For others of you, it's aligning with should, ought, supposed to, standards, conditioning of the external world, and forsaking what it is that your personal value system says, you know. And in the midst of doing this, it causes us to be out of alignment with ourselves. So when we're out of alignment with what our value system is, and we're living out of alignment with that, it causes us to feel things like being lost or frustrated, or, you know, no matter how much it is that we gain, it still just never seems to be enough. And it's just that complete full-on unfulfillment. You know what I'm saying? So then we end up walking away, going in search for the thing that's fulfilling. But the important thing to note here is that when one walks away from the thing that's not fulfilling to them, they end up making the same mistake of choosing practicality, finances, looks, you know, 3D realm type of stuff versus 5D type of stuff. And the reason why one has trouble hearing spirit, you know, is because they're out of alignment with spiritual self and in alignment with physical self. So the important lesson would be to learn in this particular cycle would be to not completely negate practicality, because we're not going to go all the way back to the other side of the Likert scale, because y'all got temperance here. So, and this is another thing that came up for a lot of other signs. It's like a paradoxical way of being. It's possessing within yourself two polar opposites simultaneously, right? So it's not saying screw the spiritual, I'm doing all physical. It's not saying screw the physical, I'm doing all spiritual. It's existing as both. And that's very much what temperance speaks to. It's about us being the ambassador beings that we are, which is 100% man, 100% spirit, right? But the whole thing that has thrown Cancer off kilter, or the root of the problems, has been because of circumstance, because of situation, which is completely understandable, Cancer. It's like, you know, I'm not hating on you. I totally get it. It's focusing more on 3D stuff than spiritual stuff. So it's like, I can't, you know, pursue my passion because I can't make money off of that. I need to do something to make money. But this is saying you can do both. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why you guys may get disillusioned or get kind of, you know, off track, unfulfilled, what have you, is not because of the people, not because of the place, not because of the circumstances. It's because one has negated their heart's desires or their passions in the first place, if that's making sense. Looky there. Next card that we have is the Justice card, and that is Libra energy. So this is all about, of course, you know, justice is all about, you know, the end justifies the means, reward and punishment, things of the sort. But it's really speaking to, in you guys' situation specifically, that the struggles or the sacrifices that you make in life, or you know, anything that you're dealing with that's less than stellar. So speaking of which, like I said about going to a job that is, you know, out of alignment with you in the sense that you're overqualified for it for money, it's making sure that there's an end goal to that, if that's making sense. So it's like your consequences being worth it. So if you sacrificed and drove Uber, you know what I'm saying, and you're a molecular physicist, if you were doing that specifically to get extra money, and this is best case scenario if we don't have this here in the reverse, this would be being a molecular physicist, driving Uber for 6 months, and taking all of that money that you made from Uber and investing it into your passion project to get your LLC and your EIN number and to make it into a business, right? So yes, granted, one is stepping outside of what's for them per se. This isn't, you know, molecular physics, right? But it's for a good reason. And that would be in the case if these two cards were in the upright, right? So why this Justice card is showing up is because it's showing Cancers pretty much how you guys fall into this umbrella kind of energy that the entire collective is falling under this month. It's like righting our wrongs. So it's something being brought up from our past. For you guys, Cancer, it's a pathology. It's something that consistently has happened over a period of time. And that specific thing is denying your passions and not pursuing your true heart's desires and focusing solely on just stability and security while this is being negated, right? And that leading to why one can feel out of sorts and out of alignment with themselves and lost. So it's looking without, right? Looking into the external world, AKA leaving all of these places, right? Trying to find the fulfillment that lies in this passion or heart's desire that's been denied. This month is all about balancing the scales, again with temperance. So it's balancing it physically and spiritually. So one is fully conscious and fully aware of the decisions that they're making and how one can be undermining themselves by neglecting your passions and heart's desires for what the physical world is telling you, or, you know, sacrificing your dreams for money or whatever the case may be. But it's not, you know, forsaking what's external or 3D. It's marrying the 3D to the 5D, if you will, right? So it's balancing all of this out. I hope and pray that that makes sense. Because this got like kind of deep, a little convoluted. I hope that it makes sense, Cancer. I know y'all let me know in the comments and whatnot or whatever. But anywho, that's been your reading. I'm going to pull a oracle card for you guys because I did it for Gemini. It just feels right. What's at the bottom of your, oh my God. Look what's at the bottom of you guys' deck. Oh my God, I miss doing this. By the way, if you didn't see Gemini, like for some reason, when I get back home, I tried to plug in my camera and it just wasn't working. And then I remembered how comfortable I got filming without my face while I was in Texas. And then because I'm on the camera on my laptop, which is what I pretty much started this channel recording with, I was like, oh my God, you can see the cards. So I was like, this is crazy. Like you can all like see it and stuff. But anywho, at the bottom of your deck is the 10 of freaking Pentacles. So I feel that is the place that it is that Spirit's trying to get you guys to big picture. Now, mind you, keep in mind that Mercury goes retrograde on the 27th of this month. So now isn't the time to really start anything new. But I feel what this is, because with the 10 of Pentacles, we're talking about like overall fulfillment. It's not just security and stability. And I look at what's at the bottom of the deck of why this is happening. And I know this new cycle that we're going into, because Saturn goes direct on the 10th of October, if I'm not mistaken, and Mercury goes direct, I think, around the 18th of October or something along those lines. The month of September is really about like reassessing and reevaluating where we are. Each and every sign in the collective is going to have something that we've been carrying with us for many, many years. It's coming to the surface for us to have a final like showdown with it, like a final reckoning to deal with it once and for all. And I feel for my Cancerians, this is the process of choosing the external world over your inner desires. So it's like expectations, responsibilities over your true desires. And this month of Spirit telling you, you can have your desires and you're going to feel absolutely fulfilled, right? Once you acknowledge that, that's the only thing that's really been missing here. So it's kind of setting everything right. So it's perfect timing for this to be coming out for you guys, Cancer. So let's see what little message we have from my Cancers. Can we get a good little message from my Cancer, please, Spirit? Come on, dagnabbit. Whoa. Come on now. That's 3 different cards, but whatever, we'll read it. Oh, I know you lying to me. Ciao. Oh my goodness. Anywho, all of these cards are freaking dope. I'm just saying. It's listen, it's entrepreneur, and daydream. Get out of town. So the first card says, quiet your mind. Well, it says listen. Quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desire's manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen, that's exactly what I was saying with this, y'all. With that survival mode, snuffing out spirit and things. The next card is entrepreneur. Self-employment suits you, suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your coworkers and teammates who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. Ciao. Anywho, the next card is daydream. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. Dude, that is so lit. And I also think it's funny that when I was clearing the deck before I turned the camera on, the 7 of Cups came up. You know what I'm saying? So that is a daydreamy kind of card, but y'all will make sure that, don't fall into 7 of Cups energy. But anywho, Cancers, that's been your reading. I'm going over to my network, Patreon, Vimeo, and everywhere else that I am to do you guys extended. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. I'm doing them a little bit differently. I'm doing a play-by-play week by week. So check it out. But if not, I still love your face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.